Good afternoon everybody. Hi, it's me, Nick Davis. I wanted to do another video today, not quite ready for live, so we're still on videos, and it is about my latest blog that I've just put out, which is called The Bloody Menopause. The title somewhat gives it away, but it is about the very debilitating and real phase that all of us will have to go through at some point in our lives, called the menopause or peri-menopause. But yeah, effectively we're talking about the phase where we're getting ready to go from being the fertile woman to the non-fertile woman, and all of the symptoms that come with that, and a bit like grief and mental health and giving birth and lots of other things. We have very, very, very different experiences, some good, some bad, some indifferent. Sadly, for me, it is not being the easiest of rides, and I hadn't appreciated at all how difficult it could be, and it's definitely right up there with depression. And one of the reasons I feel the need to write about it and to speak about it and to, I think, generally campaign and just get some awareness out there that, you know, these hormones, these bloody hormones, can be so debilitating, and they're not a joke, and actually they can make you feel really, really bad. And it would be nice, I think, for us to have more of a community, more support, and actually really try and improve the type of medical care that we can turn to. Sometimes, you know, hormones, PMT, all of this, it can be a bit of a joke until it becomes not funny, because actually it doesn't make you feel very well. And one of the big drivers that led to this, I digress a little, but please bear with me. As many years ago, after I gave birth to my third child, I suffered very severely with postnatal depression. Now, I didn't know at first it was postnatal depression. I just knew that I was very, very sad and not in control, and there was something very wrong with me. I wasn't my normal self at all. My husband took me to the doctors, and I was met with probably one of the most kindest, loveliest doctors I've ever met. He was actually a locum, a retired GP who was covering for our normal GP, who is completely wonderful. But he was one of the kindest men I'd ever met, and I remember being in the doctor's surgery and crying. I'm really crying now thinking about it, and just trying to explain how I felt, and he just listened to me and he held my hands and he said, "Do you know what, Nick, it's okay, it's really okay, you are really okay. You have one of the most classic cases I've ever seen of postnatal depression, and this is so treatable, it is unbelievable, and we are going to be fine." And he was right. And he did get me fine. It took 6 months almost to the day, which is what he said it would take. I followed his instructions to the letter. I went to see him lots and lots and lots during that 6 months, and actually have always continued to have a very engaged relationship with my GP for various reasons. And you know, he really helped me. But one of the things I learned was, after coming out of the doctor's surgery that day, was that I didn't want to hide it. I didn't want to be quiet about it. I was very happy to share it, because I thought, I feel really bad. I feel really isolated. I feel like I am the worst parent in the world, and it's only me, because I'm looking at this world in front of me and everybody's doing a great job. Everybody's handling it. Everybody's handling being a parent. They're all juggling the balls. They do all of these great things with their kids. They don't get too tired. They don't snap at them. And I'm just so not on the ball. And when I started talking to people, I realised that before my eyes stood an optical illusion, because nobody was really managing it at all. And when I started coming clean, lots of women started coming clean to me. And actually there was a lot of women that were actually in the same boat as me, and were also at the GP surgery quite a lot, and were also like me, because I did take antidepressants when I had postnatal depression, we're also doing the same. Just a note here on that, I don't really have strong feelings either way about whether people should or shouldn't medicate. I think it's a really personal decision, and I think it's something that you and your GP should sort out between the two of you. That's all I'm saying that. But that optical illusion that I had been trying to live up to and trying to measure myself again. It wasn't real. I was never ever going to be able to make those standards, because actually those standards didn't exist, because everybody in their own way was struggling and getting through the day as best as they can, and was sleep deprived, and were finding their way through this thing called parenthood. And I think at that moment I made a really big decision that you know, I wasn't alone. I wasn't barking mad on my own. Actually, my kind of barking mad was actually quite normal. There's quite a few of us, and I didn't want anybody else to feel alone. So I wasn't going to hide or not tell it how it was, because once I was able to start talking to people, it gave them the courage to talk back to me, and that in itself was part of the healing process. And that is why now I feel very passionately about mental health, about depression, about grief, and right now about the menopause, which I think is very misunderstood. I don't really think we've got the support structures in place yet. I'm incredibly lucky. I have a truly fantastic GP, but you know, hands up, I have paid to see a private specialist, because there doesn't seem to be the solutions that work for me on the NHS. And you know, that's not right. It's the way it is. I'm very privileged and lucky, and I'm very grateful that I'm in the position to be able to do that. But I know there are a lot of women out there that can't, and I would like to just raise this issue and say, you know, I have written a blog on it. Please share it. If you know of anybody that, you know, wants to talk, or any support groups, then just, you know, shout out about it, and let's get people taking the menopause a little bit more seriously, and let them know that they're not on their own. And there's quite a few of us out there that you know, are having a few tough days, and these hormone imbalances, they're not a joke, and they can be really quite debilitating. And it'd be nice to get some more control and get a little bit better as a society at trying to be able to manage them. So that is my thought for the day, and the blog that is on my Facebook group and my website, nickdavies.com. Please do share, and thank you very much for listening, and I hope you all have a great day. Take care. Bye.